Week 3 of the 2025 NFL season kicks off tonight. We're going to predict the winner for every game today on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast.
You are Locked On NFL Scouting with the Draft Dudes, your daily podcast for NFL and college football scouting. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's better than this? It's guys being dudes here on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast. We're the Draft Dudes. I'm Joe Marino from Locked On Bills. He's Kyle Crabbs from Locked On Dolphins. And we are your NFL experts here with you daily to talk team building across the league on the Locked On NFL Scouting Podcast with the Draft Dudes, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Want to issue a big thank you, shout out, and welcome to our everydayers. Those of you who never miss a single episode, we appreciate y'all being here very, very much. Today's episode is sponsored by Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup.
Joe, we need to get the show, and somebody asked us to clarify about what we talk about here on the show with the show when they do the spreads here for Thursdays, in which you and I do the pick 'em. We just pick the game straight up.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a good start, both of us, in that regard. But the show, throughout the course of the summer, we do the roster assessments. There's numerical values associated with all the different kinds of player categorizations that we put all the players on all the teams into. It gets weighted positionally. There's a coaching lens that gets added to that as well. You add it all up, and then there's like power rankings that we have that we then use to grade against the spread. We've been doing it the past couple of years. We hit about 56% against the spread using this methodology the last 2 years. We need to get the 1 p.m. vibes for the show picking against the spread to populate everywhere else. I think we're 11-6 in 1 o'clock games the first 2 weeks against the spread with the show. Everything else, little bit of an uphill climb. But we both went 12-4 picking straight up last week. The show went 9-7, so we're in the win column as far as winning weeks. Always like a winning record against the spread with the show with that methodology we just explained. And now it's time to set the stage for week 3.
Yes, we were different on 2 last week. We split them. So you're up 3 still for your plus 3 week 1.
Sir, a lot of ball game left.
Well, listen, I gotta play the bit, you know.
We can't be counting down this early.
Yeah,
You're gonna give me flashbacks to 23 when you said we're behind 3 with 3 to play.
Mm-hmm.
We're not winning the division, and I said, yes, you are. I can't have you breathing down my neck like that for 15 weeks. I get anxiety.
People forget that wasn't that long ago. The Bills and Dolphins played for the AFC East Championship in week 18. Wasn't that long ago. But
what a beautiful segue into Thursday.
I know. That's why I did it. That's why I did it.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you.
We're picking the Bills to win, obviously. And I will speak for you because this rivalry is as lopsided as it has been since the 70s when the Dolphins won, what was it, every
20 in a row.
Every game in the decade they won. And it feels like we're on that kind of trajectory with the shoe being on the other foot in the here and now. Buffalo at home on a short week. Miami's a team in chaos. Now, what is interesting is most of the time when these teams have played close, they've usually played close in Buffalo. What, like, if you include the playoff game, isn't it like 3 of the last 4 have been decided by a field goal?
Yeah. I mean, last year it was the Poyer hit on Coleman to set up the Bass 60-yarder to win it.
Right.
Tool was 25-28, 124 passer rating. I remember it well.
Tool was dealing that day.
He was dealing.
The show likes the Bills minus 13.
Oh, boy.
So here's what we did. I did do some adjustments to the methodology as far as players in and out of the lineups. But I also did do some adjustments for coaching. And no team's coaching has taken a bigger hit in the first 2 weeks versus what we graded them in July than Miami. So that's a reflection of, we had Miami graded as a 15, 16, 17 middle of the pack type team coming into the season. The coaching's been horrendous on both sides of the ball. So those adjustments have them now down around 24, 25, 26. I think that's still going to be a frustrating thing, is they have more talent than to be 0-3, potentially 0-4, depending on how the week after that goes. But the show likes the Bills to cover minus 11.5.
All right. Raiders.
The Raiders.
Across the country to play the Commanders. Geno Smith versus Marcus Mariota. Commanders favored by 3 at home.
Yeah, buzzkill with Jaden Daniels'
Totally.
knee injury, right? And totally not me panicking about a sensational rookie in Washington with a knee injury as a dual threat player.
Boy, you said it.
Totally different circumstances. Let's be, but it was just kind of like that, like, oh no, let's not have this storyline go all over again.
I'm going to go rest advantage at home, Washington. I don't feel great about it.
And the other thing for the Raiders, too, is it's like if the Raiders had some semblance of balance on offense like we expected they were going to,
right?
I might pick them with Marcus Mariota. But the Raiders' offensive line has been a dumpster fire early on this season. And I know Jackson Powers-Johnson, I think it was as of yesterday, was in the red non-contact jersey, so probably trending towards playing in this game. But, like, is that really going to flip the entire Raiders offensive line performance on its head to put him back inside at guard? Like, probably not. Does the defense have Washington without Eckler, Marcus Mariota throwing to Zach Ertz and Terry McLaurin against what the Raiders have on defense? Do the Washington Commanders, if we put Max Crosby over top of Josh Connerly, though, like that might win the game. Just being honest. Connerly's not been good at right tackle, and it took you one rep at the Senior Bowl to see how that profiled.
Right. The Raiders' defense has been better than I thought, especially against the run, right? Like, they've been legitimately pretty good defending the run. And so, I don't know, if you can make Washington have to throw it to beat you, it's a path, right?
So do you want to?
No, I'm going with the rest advantage at home is what I'm going to do, but I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, I'm not super compelled. The show likes the Raiders without Jaden Daniels to cover the minus or the +3.
Okay.
So we have Raiders +3. I am riding with you. Rest advantage at home. Kind of the writing's been on the wall, so it's not like, oh, it's a short week. We got a brace for Mariota.
Right.
We've kind of known this was the deal. And then I just think the Raiders, man, if your offensive line was humming the way I think they have the talent to, I'd probably pick the Raiders, but I will ride with you on Washington.
Carolina Panthers at home hosting the Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons favored on the road, 5.5.
5.5 points.
Yeah.
Hey, is there a draft class playing better right now than what the Falcons have with their defensive 4 guys?
Looks good. It looks good so far. No doubt.
Watts, Billy Bowman, James Pierce has 40 snaps and 8 pressures on 40 snaps for the season.
And this Panthers offensive line's in shambles, right? We got
that left tackle spot's been bad. Did you see the graph? It was like assignment percentage of pressures, what each position, like their percentage of pressures that have been allowed, they're responsible for. I think the Panthers left tackle spot is like 40% of their pressures.
Yeah.
Is coming off left tackle.
And our center and right guard are injured. So I think there's a lot for Atlanta to prove, right? I want to see more out of their offense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Carolina's got the firepower offensively to stay in it. Give me the Falcons on the road.
I will also take the Falcons on the road. And the show, confirming, likes the Panthers to cover. If it was in Atlanta and Atlanta -5.5, the show would like Atlanta to cover. But because it is in Carolina, it likes Atlanta -4. So therefore, Carolina +5.5 is getting the call. The show is on a couple of dogs to cover. Good teams win, great teams cover, as they say.
We could squeeze this one in. Packers on the road to face the Browns. Packers favored by 7.5. I think we're all going Green Bay here.
Every one of us, including the show program, picking against the spread with what our summer methodology to grade the rosters and then using the power rankings off of that to pick games against the spread. Everybody's on the Packers, yes.
Yeah. Browns defense, not too shabby, though.
They got some life.
They got some life.
I'm worried about protecting Joe Flacco in the pocket, stationary against that pass rush. That's going to be a problem.
Big concern. All right, we got a lot more to do. Folks, be sure to stick with us. Mazda crafts cars for those who do simply more than move. From footwork to breathwork, athletes sweat all the details. Mazda brings this same intention to how we craft every model. You can feel Japanese craftsmanship in every detail, from metallic accents to available Napa leather upholstery. You can make everyday drives feel like anything but, from smooth handling to intuitive controls. And I love the all-wheel drive is standard in every crossover SUV, so you can drive with confidence through almost any season. Like our players, we sweat every detail, because when you make every move count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda, move and be moved.
Steelers visiting New England. Pretty slim spread on this game, Joe. It's interesting to me, perhaps only me, but.
Well, no, I think it's very interesting because the Steelers came out and played a tight game against the Jets, and I don't think that game went anything like anyone expected. And then you saw the Jets the next week, and you're like, oh, what's up with Pittsburgh? And then they got smoked by Seattle.
Yeah.
And we got a lot to learn. I think we have a lot to learn about both of these teams.
Did you see Mike Vrabel shout out Taylor Kyles at the press conference yesterday, by the way?
I didn't see that, but I'm a fan of Taylor.
Taylor covers the Patriots on the beat. We met him several times. Met him in Indianapolis, the Senior Bowl, whatnot. And Vrabel was asked a question, and he was like, I think he's talking about playing a lot of young guys, and he's like, if we miss a combination block, I don't think anybody in here other than Taylor would notice.
Oh, geez. Oh, that's great, huh? That's the greatest compliment you could possibly get, right?
Especially from a coach like Vrabel, right? Where his impression on the media very early, we talked about that this summer, and him kind of training the media on how to ask football questions to him in a press conference setting and how he wants them asked. And if Vrabel's shouting you out in that regard, is the ultimate compliment, because it's talking about recognizing the execution on the field.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. That's great.
I might pick the Pats just for the Taylor Kyles shout out.
I can tell you this is not a game that I feel any convictions about, and I don't think I want to be different than you on this one.
I think the biggest mismatch in the game, and I know that their production has not been super great early on. The biggest mismatch in the game, in my opinion, is the Steelers' front versus New England's offensive line.
Right.
And
don't you feel like that should have been a bigger advantage for Pittsburgh in their first two games, though?
I don't. I think the Jets have a good offensive line. Now, Seattle, I don't know.
But are you worried that the Steelers' run scheme's not dynamic enough?
I worry about a lot with the Steelers.
And they're not. There's nothing. Their quarterback can't move, so there's never a +1 threat. Everything's zone. I don't know about this Broderick Jones, man.
Yeah, I agree with all that.
Old secondary. He feels old when you watch him.
Oh no! Don't say that. You're gonna get me sipping the tea on.
I don't know, bro.
On Cinco here.
I don't have any convictions about this game. You can.
It sounds like you do. It sounds like you want to pick the Patriots to win the game.
I want to, but I don't want to be different than you.
I'm picking the Steelers.
Gosh, you had to do that, huh?
It's the Steelers. I think the Steelers pass rush. And we didn't really get a great chance to see, and we haven't for 2 weeks. It was like going into the game last week. We saw Miami's pass rush versus New England's offensive line. When you end up 12-0, and then you come all the way back, but then you get kind of bailed out with the special teams exchange where you return a kickoff for a touchdown. That's where I'm at. I'm picking the Steelers based off of the pass rush unit to be the deciding factor in the game.
I'll go Pittsburgh as well.
Although Christian Gonzalez might be back, Joe.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
The show likes the Pittsburgh Steelers on the road to cover. Show likes the Steelers -4. So show has the Steelers covering -1.5 on FanDuel. Eagles-Rams. We kind of teased this one yesterday.
Playoff
I'm not
rematch.
changing.
I'm not changing either. I feel even better about it, Kyle.
Right,
I'm in on the Rams. I'm in on the Rams.
Rams house, but in Philly.
Yep.
The show likes Philly to cover -3.5 because it is at home. The difference between these two teams on our scoring methodology is about 3.5 points. So if it was in LA, it would like the Rams, but it's not in LA. So I think the Rams do have the fortune of starting really hot. I think Philly needs to be a different team because the Rams coverage matrix and like their defensive ranks in pass coverage the first 2 weeks have been outstanding.
Yep.
So as long as you stay out of, I guess, 3-yard tush pushes for the entire game and moving the ball down the field in that regard, because you could just go for it on fourth down on average because you've got a bigger offensive line. The Rams have a little bit of an undersized front. I feel pretty good about where I stand on this game.
Yeah, I think the Rams pass rush against Hurts under pressure is a concern, and I don't think the Eagles have a second corner. And you got Adams and Puka to deal with. I like the Rams, man.
The Colts in Tennessee to play the Titans. Indianapolis is favored by 4.5 points. This is one of those teams, Joe, that got a pretty decent bump because I updated the offensive play calling vibes in our coaching rankings, and I gave Daniel Jones a moderate bump to he was amongst the lowest quarterbacks graded in the league in July when we did it before we had proof of concept in the offense.
Yeah, I'm going to ride the hot team here in the Colts. I don't know enough about this Titans offense yet to feel comfortable with anything. I recognize that they're at home, but I think Cam Ward's a skilled player, but playing within rhythm and avoiding negative plays is still something he's figuring out. I think the Colts have a pretty complete roster. Give me the Colts.
Did you see what Zaire Franklin said about Cam Ward's touchdown pass last week?
What'd he say?
I hope he throws that pass again.
Yeah, I bet. You always would.
It wasn't a good throw. He's a talented player. He can make all those throws. He was the number one pick for a reason, but hopefully he throws that ball again.
Yeah, I think that's appropriate.
Yeah,
it's a cool touchdown.
Anytime you say it on the front end of the play of the game, it's a little bulletin board material.
Well, I hope it. If I'm him, Franklin, I'm hoping that it increases Ward's appetite for throws like that. Go ahead, buddy.
Say Cam Bynum would based off his start of the year as the high post player, would probably love to see Cam Ward throw that ball again. The show, now that we have adjusted the Colts with a little bit of an offensive play calling bump and then the quarterback bump from what we thought in July, the show likes the Colts -6. So the show is taking the Colts to cover -4.5. The Bucks. You want to talk about roller coaster start to the season.
Yeah.
And please do not get on your soapbox to talk about the Jets passing offense right now. We'll talk about the Bucks for a second.
I said all I can about the Jets.
I can see the disdain on your face.
Tyrod's playing for him. It's a different team.
Tyrod.
I'm not doing this. Mr. Taylor.
Mr. Taylor's playing for the Jets at quarterback. But for the Bucks, dude, you want to talk about a roller coaster first 2 weeks. The highs have come on the field in the final 2 minutes. We lost Cansey with a pec for the year. We've now lost Cody Mauch for the year with a knee.
Sucks.
Godecki aggravated the foot injury, looking at potentially missing multiple weeks. Tristan Wirfs has been out with offseason knee surgery. He's working his way back. Sounds like that'll happen soon. It can't happen soon enough.
Not to mention Godwin.
Group. It's a brutal blow, but if there was ever a front that was well equipped to handle what the Jets can do running the ball effectively, and look, Jacob Parrish is balling in that Bucs secondary already. Big surprise. Oh, he's a little tiny. Oh no,
he's just short. He was just short.
The tape was so good. The kid fell to the third round for no reason. No reason. Shouldn't have happened. I'm picking the Bucs to win the game.
Same. Florida team bringing the Jersey boys down south.
And you're in your throwback.
Yeah, you can't lose in those. Baker's got the edge to him. I don't think much of the Jets, and that's another part of it. I think they're a better team with Taylor at quarterback, but I got a lot of issues.
The show likes the Bucs big, twice the spread big.
I'm in on all the Bucky Irving overs in this game.
Lovely.
Well, that's gonna be tough with the O-line, but still, I might be in on some of those.
Sneak him in anyway.
Yeah,
do you want to get one more? Or are we going to break?
Well, this Bengals-Vikings game is a little more complicated than you think it is. So let's save it and do all the rest here on the other side of it. Folks, be sure to stick with us. Caffeine just got a flavor upgrade. 5-hour energy shots deliver tasty caffeine in 17 bold flavors. Each 2-ounce shot packs the caffeine of a premium 12-ounce cup of coffee, plus B vitamins and nutrients with 0 sugar and 0 crashes. What I love most is how portable they are. They're big taste and a tiny shot, and you could take it anywhere and get that boost when you need it. I've been eyeing that new limited time cranberry lime flavor. It sounds like the perfect one to try next. And honestly, I just love how fast these things kick in. And it's sugar-free, so you don't have to worry about that crash later on. Enough with boring, flavorless caffeine. It's time to give your caffeine a flavor upgrade with 5-hour energy shots. Get the favorites you love or be bold and try something new in-store and online at www.5hourenergy.com or on Amazon today. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the daily fantasy app where making the right call can actually pay off. You and I make decisions every day, but on Prize Picks, being right means cashing in. With football back, Prize Picks is the simplest and fastest way to get in on the action. You just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player projections, and you can turn your takes into real prizes all in less than 60 seconds. I've been playing Prize Picks lately, and it's such a fun way to stay locked in for the season. I love checking out the projections like Josh Allen for more or less than 270 passing yards, Saquon Barkley for more or less than 1 rushing touchdown. So download the Prize Picks app today. Use code LOCKEDONNFL to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code LOCKEDONNFL for $50 in lineups after you play your first $5. Prize Picks, it's good to be right.
The funnest thing about the Bengals-Vikings game is it's the Jake Browning thing all over again, right?
All over.
That was the game where he was like, they should not cut me on the sideline to the camera after the game, right? Or during the game.
No Aaron Jones.
I am unmoved.
Carson Wentz at quarterback.
Aaron Jones. I am moved by Carson Wentz being a quarterback. I'm unmoved by Aaron Jones relative to Jordan Mason, who's been a good ad for them. Yeah. People forget they traded for him.
Yeah, they wanted him.
Offseason. So they had a plan in mind. They're going to get a potential bell cow opportunity with Carson Wentz at quarterback. And I think Minnesota should have success running the ball. And if there's one thing you know about Carson, if he's got a primary, he'll throw it. Right? It might not be the right decision, but who's covering Justin Jefferson? Just put it in the ballpark.
Cam Taylor-Britt, I guess.
Just put it in the ballpark, Carson, and just throw it. Give me the Vikings at home. I'll take the Vikings to win this football game.
Yeah, better coach team at home. That's what I'm going with.
Okay. The show, man, you want to talk about, we did updates, removing Joe Burrow from the Bengals for the roster.
Oh, no.
Not pretty, Joe. I'm going to be honest. It's not pretty.
That might have been like a 6-point drop in their score.
It was more.
Jeez.
It's an 8-point drop.
Yeah, it's tough, man. That's bad.
So they went from being ranked the 15th team in the league to the 29th ranked team in the league.
Oh, baby.
In our scoring methodology for how we quantify players on the field.
All right.
So needless to say, Minnesota, and the switch from JJ to Wentz didn't really change anything at all because we came into the season saying we don't know what JJ McCarthy is.
Yeah.
Minnesota, the show likes Minnesota at home by, I will just say, more than 3. We'll see. Jaguars, home, favored by 2.5 against the Houston Texans.
This one's crazy, right?
Well, it is a little bit, but at the same time, Jacksonville's got a couple of dudes on the defensive front.
Do? Houston's got a couple too.
Trayvon Walker's turned into a good player. Will Anderson's been a monster.
And unbelievable.
He's been a monster.
Yeah.
I will pick the Houston defense against a new offensive system. Take the under would be my advice if you're going to do. I don't even know what it is. I would take the under before I touch the spreads or the money line here. because I can see either team winning the game, but I feel pretty confident we're not going to have a ton of points.
Houston, I guess.
Not super convicted.
They're not even favored in the game. So it's not crazy to think that Jacksonville gets this one.
The show likes Houston -4. So needless to say, they like Houston to cover +2.5. We're into the 4:00 slate now. Seattle versus New Orleans. And Seattle's favored by more than a touchdown, Joe Marino. It's a little surprising to me, given how game New Orleans has been at times. And Seattle, there's been some inconsistencies offensively. It's a lot of a healthy dosage of JSN for them. What do you think?
I think I like Seattle at home with all their defensive talent with Mike McDonald against Spencer Rattler.
It's the biggest concern that I have.
Yeah.
Especially Seattle's interior players that can create that chaos for Spencer. And Spencer's had a pretty effective create rate as far as getting outside of structure through the first 2 weeks. But I think McDonald is maybe a different gear for what they can throw at him. And I like the vibes. I'm taking Seattle as well. The show does like Seattle at home to cover the 7.5, which my confidence level versus some of the other spreads that we've done thus far has not been super high. We'll see if we got 5 games left. We'll see if we can get different anywhere. You and I have been in lockstep so far.
I know.
Denver at Chargers. Chargers favored by 2.5.
I feel like I got to ride the hot hand with the Chargers. Herbert's playing great. Their defense is playing great. The Broncos have been a little shaky on both sides of the ball. I'm riding the hot hand here with LA.
I'm with you. The Peyton's got to get Bo Nix rocking again. And it took a little bit last year for that to happen, but it needs to happen sooner for Denver to, especially in a game like this with how the Chargers defense has been playing.
Yep. And I don't know if the Broncos are able to really lean on their run game at this point
right.
The Chargers run defense has been good so far.
So. Well, it was a lot of explosives has been the redeeming quality for the Broncos. Was it the week 1 game there was the explosive runs, or was it the week 2 game with the explosive?
Well, it hits Franklin on some deep stuff. I mean, there's been explosive plays in general that have helped, but I don't like this one for them.
The show likes the Broncos to cover, but it has it as a pick-em game. The 49ers at home, -2.5. Outside chance Brock Purdy plays. I don't think it matters. You can give me the 49ers at home. I like him to win, whether it's Purdy, whether it's Mac Jones, regardless of Kittle being down or not. Give me the 49ers.
Are you concerned about Arizona? Is that what this comes down to?
It's better coach team, I think, at home. And I think Arizona, their defining quality was supposed to be the run game, and they haven't really got it rolling the way that you would expect for me to come in and say, hey, I think this is a big mismatch in Arizona's favor to play on the road.
Yeah, that's my biggest concern. I thought Arizona would run the ball better. And 82 yards against Carolina in a game that you were up 27-3.
Yeah.
You should have more to show for that. And I don't know. I hate believing in Kyler. That's never fun for me.
Wow. Slander.
Okay. I mean, he's tough to regularly buy into. Let me look at I want to look at the recent history of this series and see if that gives me.
While you're looking that up, I can tell you the show has this just like Broncos Chargers as a pick'em game. So the show likes the Cardinals to cover on the road +2.5.
The Cardinals have won the last 2. They won both games last year. And the 49ers won the previous 4.
Okay. So do you feel like this 49ers team is closer to last year's 6-11 squad or closer to?
I'll go with the home team. I don't have enough convictions on Arizona to be different than you on this one.
What's his name is just steaming mad that we're
Tim. Yeah.
Yeah,
We won't know. So, but
we won't see it, but he'll say it.
we know he's here.
Steaming mad that we picked all the same games so far.
I know.
I've teased this one. I already told you this earlier in the week. I think it was on Tuesday. The Bears against the Cowboys. Bears at home, favored by 1.5. I am picking the Chicago Bears. I think this is the breakthrough game.
Give me Dallas.
Tim, stand down.
I don't think there is a breakthrough game. Matt Eberflus against Caleb Williams. Give me Dallas.
It's the Matt Eberflus revenge game.
It is. Give me Dallas.
But it's also Dallas down Cooper Beebe against an aggressive Dennis Allen team. I think Caleb was better outside of the opening script in week 2 than he was in week 1. I like Chicago's invested pieces in the offensive front, kind of handle Kenny Clark and that rejuvenated effort to defend the run. I think maybe we can get some stuff going offensively. And obviously the big injury for the Bears, Jalen Johnson with a groin injury and out. Is it the year? Did they already decide that was the year? So that's the big loss for them. So that's your concern for Dennis Allen's defense. But give me the Bears at home to win and log their first win for Ben Johnson.
My Cowboys.
The show has this as a pick 'em. So the show likes the Cowboys plus 1.5 as well.
Kyle and his Bears and his lonesome.
Yeah, we'll go down. Probably. I'll probably wake up on Monday morning and say, why'd I do that? But I've been committed to it for 48 hours, and I haven't significantly been invested.
I was hoping that you would pull off the Rams and go in on the Eagles.
No. We have 2 games left, the primetime games. The Chiefs in New York against the Giants, the 0-2 Chiefs, which is the worst case scenario for the Giants because Kansas City knows it's go time. And I think they're going to take care of business here.
Chiefs, yeah.
The show likes Kansas City minus 5.5 on the road to take care of business as well and cover the 5.5 point spread, which just leaves us with Ravens Lions on Monday Night Football. I might go.
Boy, that's not a bad one to get to.
It's less than an hour drive from me. I might go.
And I hear Baltimore's easy to get in and out of.
It is.
It's a good football game. We're lucky to get our teams out of the way here for Thursday Night Football.
Yeah.
So I'm 1 o'clock slate. I'm going to sit there. Rams, Eagles, 4 o'clock. We're going to go Broncos, Chargers. We'll watch Mahomes for a half, go to sleep, and then this thing on Monday night is going to be a good stretch. I like Baltimore at home, Cal.
Yeah, I like Baltimore at home as well. I think the concern is some of those explosives that they yielded to Buffalo in week 1. Yep. You saw the explosive elements of Detroit in week 2.
It's there, yeah.
So that's the concern that I have. Now, the show has a 6-point difference between these 2 teams, and then it's at home. So the show likes Baltimore to cover. You like the Ravens. I can't possibly pick against you here. Ravens at home. I think we've alluded to it already. I think they're the best roster from top to bottom in football. And they're at home, a little extra time, trying to get back above 500 and get rolling. And I think there's some matchups on that defensive line versus Detroit's interior that are bad mixes for Jared Goff.
I agree.
There you go. That's week 3 preview in the books. Kyle Crabbs, Joe Marino, takes tomorrow. Come back and see us then. Appreciate you guys checking out the show. Make it a great rest of your day. We are out of here.